Hello everyone, and welcome back to Scorn, I guess. I wasn't expecting to make another video about this game, but I kind of can't ignore how long it's taking to release. If you're already up to speed with like the state of Scorn, then everything in this video will likely be old news to you, so yeah. But Scorn was revealed 5 years ago. Yes, 5 fucking years ago now. And I'm not mad it's taking so long. I'm just a little surprised because it appeared as if development was going so smoothly from what I've seen. Maybe they had some update that said otherwise, but I wouldn't know because truthfully, I haven't been following this game as closely as some people would expect. But hey, this is why you have to be careful with Kickstarter games because they're unpredictable. I'm not saying this game is never going to come out, I'm just saying these Kickstarter games may take a lot longer than their initial release date to come out broken or possibly not come out at all. This game in particular, though, I do believe it's going to come out. They seem like really devoted to the project. So they've stated the game is definitely not coming out in 2019 and that they still have a shit ton of work to do before the game is ready for release. They announced that they signed a deal with a new investment fund, and by doing so, they have a lot more money to work with, and basically they're no longer held back and can create a fully fleshed out game. The links to all this information will be in the description, by the way. This is important. So, as one of the conditions of the deal, the game is now going to be split into 2 parts. They clarified that it's not just to make more money or anything like that, so I'm not really sure why that would be a compromise that they would have to make, but it is what it is, I guess. My question is just how much will each part of the game cost and how long will they be? Like, I'd say worst case scenario, they'd be like $30 each. But I honestly don't think they'll cost that much, even with all these new resources they've acquired. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still an indie game. And plus, I don't think the game is going to be big enough to warrant that price tag anyway. It's also interesting because I believe the 2 parts will be released simultaneously. They said, quote, "You won't be left waiting on a cliffhanger for part 2. And since the game was delayed, quote, now you will experience the game from start to finish as intended, but at a later date that is yet to be announced." So to me that sounds like there won't be a gap of time in between the 2 parts. It's just you have to buy them separately, that's all. Now what's cool is since Scorn Part 1 was roughly gonna be the full game, if you're a backer of the Kickstarter or Bright Locker, you're now getting twice the amount of content and possibly more depending on the reward tier you chose. So that's a deal and a half, but understandably people are gonna be pissed about the delay, and some people probably won't like the 2-part thing and think they're just being scummy or some shit. I don't know, just whatever it may be. So they're offering a full refund at any time during the development. The money will go straight to your credit card you pledged with, and if your credit card is expired, then you can receive your refund through PayPal. It'll take 2 to 4 weeks for the refund to reach your account, so that's cool. It's cool of them to do that because they certainly didn't have to. So some of the things they've been working on, aka why they're taking so fucking long, have been the implementation of new AI characters and expanded AI of existing characters. And as an example of the latter, they said NPCs can now work in groups against the player. And that first part is interesting because we haven't seen a single character in any of the trailers or gameplay that wasn't hostile. Like, at least to my knowledge, I don't think there has been. But they could be talking about the enemies because they gave that example and deliberately called them NPCs and not enemies. So maybe there is no non-hostile NPCs after all. I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that one. They added a new healing system. They didn't elaborate too much on that, but yeah, now we know that you can heal. They added 3 more huge puzzle systems, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. Maybe they literally just mean puzzle sections of the game. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But all the levels have been manually inspected for holes and spots for the player to get stuck in. I'm sure that one took a long time. I can only imagine. And the last thing is just them making some balance changes. I assume just enemies being too powerful or too weak, or weapons being too powerful or too weak, just shit like that. So yeah, that's about it. That is why Scorn is taking so long, and I'm hoping we see this game sooner rather than later, like early 2020. That would be nice, but I'm kind of doubting that. I'm thinking like mid to late 2020. I do already have a video on Scorn. It's called What is Scorn? I'll put it in the description if you like have no clue what this game is. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Peace.